Hello everyone, my name is Akash Patel. Welcome to my video on shared responsibility and application in AWS. So this is part of my AWS Cloud Practitioner journey with the guidance from my professor Dr. G, Dr. Govind Swami. So in this video, I will explain one of the most important topic in cloud, the shared responsibility model. So in very special words and with clear examples. So let's start. So let's see the introduction. So in this video, we will learn about the shared responsibility model. We will understand what AWS is responsible for and what the consumers must take care of. I will also share some common mistakes like leaving an S3 bucket public and how to avoid them. At the end, we will see how students, startups, and companies apply in the model in real life. Let's see. What is shared responsibility? So the shared responsibility model is simple. AWS and the customers share duties for security. So AWS is responsible for the security of the cloud. They protect the building, servers, and global network. Customers are responsible for the security in the cloud, so meaning their data, their apps, and their settings. So it is teamwork. AWS does its part, and we must do ours. So uh, let's see the AWS responsibility. So let's first see what the AWS is responsible for. So AWS secures the physical data center with guards, cameras, power backup, and cooling. They protect the hardware, servers, storage devices, and networking equipment. They also secure the global infrastructure like regions, availability zones, and edge locations. Finally, they make sure managed services like Amazon S3 and DynamoDB run securely in the background. Let's see the next one. So let's see the consumer responsibility. So what is the like what the consumers must take care of? Consumers are responsible for protecting the data using encryptions, backups, and proper permissions. So they must set up identity and access management (IAM) correctly with the users rules and list privilege policies. They are responsible for the network setting like firewalls and security groups, and they must patch with operating systems and applications to remove vulnerabilities. AWS give us the tools, but it's our job to use them correctly. Let's see the next one. Let's see the diagram. So I will explain this diagram. So now let's look at this diagram, which explains the shared responsibility model in AWS. So this is very important because it shows who is responsible for what, AWS and the customers. So on the right side, you see the AWS. AWS is responsible for the security of the cloud. This means they take care of everything physical and technical behind the scenes. For example, AWS owns the data centers like big security buildings with servers. They make sure electricity, cooling, and guards are all in place. They protect the hardware like servers, storage devices, and networking equipments. They secure the global infrastructure like regions, availability zones, and edge locations. They also run the core software services like computer, storage, database, and networking in the safe way. So basically, AWS makes sure the foundation of the cloud is always safe, reliable, and available. So on the left side, you see the consumers, that's us. So we are responsible for the security in the cloud, meaning whatever we put into AWS. So for examples, we manage our customer data. If we upload files to an S3 bucket, we decided if they should be privileged or public. We configure our platforms, applications, and access management. This includes setting up strong IAM roles and policies. We must take care of our operating systems, network, and firewall settings. If we run an EC2 instance, it's our job to keep it patched and safe. We handle data encryptions, both client sides and server sides. So, and make sure traffic is protected with encryptions. So AWS give us the tools, but it's our duty to use them correctly. So let me give you a very easy example. Think of AWS as an apartment building owners. So they make sure the building is safe with strong walls, working elevators, fire alarms, and 24 by 7 security. So that's the AWS responsibility. So, but inside your apartment, you are responsible. You must lock your door, keep your valuables safe, and not leaving your window open. That's the consumer's responsibility. If you forgot to lock your door, it's not the building owner's fault, it's yours. In the same way, if a company leaving their S3 bucket public, it's not AWS fault. It's the customer's mistakes. This is why this model is so important. AWS secure the cloud itself, but the consumers secure what they put inside it. When both sides do the path, the system is safe, reliable, and trusted. Let's move to the next one. So, why said responsibility matter? So this model is very important because if customers don't do their part, security risk happen. For example, if a company makes its S3 bucket public, anyone on the internet can see private data. So AWS cannot stop the mistake because it's a consumer's duty. So knowing who is responsible for that prevent accidents and keeps data safe. Let's move to the next one. Common mistake by consumer. So let's see some common mistakes. So making S3 bucket public without the security, that is the first make this is first mistake. Giving users only board IAM policy like full admin access, then not enabling multi-factor authentication MFA on important accounts, forgetting to patch applications and operating systems. All of these mistakes can cause big security problem if we are not careful. Let's move to the next one. Let's see the best practice for consumers. So to avoid mistakes, here are some best practices. So always enable multi-factor authentication on root and IAM account. Follow least privilege, which means give only the permission required, nothing extra. Keep sensitive data private and encrypt it whenever possible. Use monitoring tools like CloudWatch and CloudTrail to track who is doing what. Following these practice make the cloud much safer. So let's see some real examples. Secure startup. So here's a positive example. A small startup stores sensitive consumer data in AWS, but followed best practice. They used strong IAM policy with the least privilege to limit access, encrypted the data with AWS KMS, and enable MFA for account. As a result, their cloud environment was secure, customer trusted them, and they grew successfully. This shows the power of doing shared responsibility correctly. Let's see the real example, configured company. So now a negative example. A company left its S3 bucket public, exposing thousands of customer record to the internet. So they gave all employees admin access so anyone could make risky changes. They did not enable MFA and account were hacked. This failure damaged their reputation and showed why ignoring shared responsibility can be dangerous. Let's move to the next one. Next one is application of cloud. So, shared responsibility applies to everyone. Students use AWS free tier for projects, but they must secure their files and IAM users. Startups use AWS to launch apps quickly, but need to configure IAM and data protection carefully. Large companies use AWS for millions of customers, so they follow strict compliance and regulation. No matter who you are, you must follow the shared responsibility models. Let's see the some summary and recap. Let's recap what we learned. Okay, AWS secured the infrastructure like data center, hardware, and managed services. We also learned customers secure their data, IAM, network settings, and applications. Common mistakes including public S3 buckets and weak IAM permissions. We learned that best practice include MFA, multi-factor authentication, list privilege, encryptions, and monitoring. This is how we keep a cloud safe. Let's see the conclusion. So, to conclude, the shared responsibility model is a teamwork. AWS secured the foundation of the cloud, customers secure what they build and store in the cloud. When both sides do their parts, AWS is always safe, reliable, and trusted by millions of people worldwide. Understanding this model is a key to using AWS properly. Thank At the last, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you understand the shared responsibility model in very simple words. If you found this helpful, please click the like, share it with your friend, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated to my next AWS videos. I want to give a very big thank you to my professor, Dr. Vector Govindaswamy, for his excellent teaching, support, and encouragement. Without his guidance, I would not have the confidence to make these videos. I also want to thank my classmates, my college, Concordia University, Chicago, and all of your my viewers. Every comment, like, and share motivate me to learn more and keep growing. Once again, my name is Akash Patel. Thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next video.